Good evening. Thank you for attending Wagener-Salley High School Class of 2021 Commencement Ceremony. At this time, we ask if you would please silence all cell phones. Please stand for the processional, the presentation of the colors, Pledge Allegiance, and the National Anthem.
Present arms. Order. Arms. Post the colors. Left face. March.
Will you join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Good evening, and please be seated. Mr. Lawrence, Ms. Shealy, Area 4 Advisory Council, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, and parents. On behalf of the class of 2021, we welcome you to the 56th commencement ceremony for Wagener-Salley High School. Since its first consolidation in 1965 from Wagner High School and Salley High, and the second consolidation in 1969 with A.L. Corbett High School, Wagener-Salley High School has a pillar of the towns of Wagener, Salley, Perry, New Holland, and surrounding communities. Today, we continue that legacy by celebrating this momentous occasion. It is my pleasure to welcome students, families, and faculty to graduation day here at Wagener-Salley High. Every one of you have made an impact on the graduates who sit here today. From myself and the class of 2021, thank you. We will now have the introductions of guests by our principal, Mr. Rashid Neelams.
Again, good evening and welcome. On behalf of Wagener-Salley High School, administration, faculty, staff, and students, as you know, graduation is a ceremony and custom that dates many centuries. It is intended to formally recognize these young people for having reached an educational milestone. Here to participate in this special occasion are some distinguished guests on stage. As I introduce them, I ask that you hold your applause until I have completed introductions for everyone. For Aiken County Public School District Superintendent, Mr. King Lawrence. Aiken County Public School District School Board, Ms. Sandra Shealy. Also, we'd like to recognize any Area 4 Advisory Council members. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate your leadership and service to our community. I wish also to recognize our dedicated school administration, faculty, and staff. Will you all please stand? Thank you. Please be seated. Allow me another moment to acknowledge another special group of individuals in the audience who I'm sure cannot believe this day has finally arrived. These people with you at birth celebrated your first tooth, your first steps, and I'm sure for them it seems like it was only yesterday that you were only in kindergarten. Parents and grandparents of our graduating seniors, please stand. Seniors, please show your appreciation for them now. It's been a great year. Thank you for your part in making it such a success. We will now have the salutatorian address by Rainey Burnett.
Good evening, friends, family, faculty, and fellow graduates. I'm honored to be able to deliver this speech here tonight. I'm also very thankful that we can all gather here together to celebrate this major accomplishment. Everyone on this field should feel very proud of themselves. We have just closed a chapter in our book, but are flipping the page to start the rest of our lives. Although graduating high school might not seem like much to some, it's an essential step to begin our lives in the real world. I know a lot of us has waited so long to get to this point, but now that we have, we can actually experience what it means to be there. Some of us will start college this fall and move out of the house for the first time. Others will join the workforce or military. No matter the path we choose to take, we can all say we started our journey together here at Wagener-Salley. Most of us have been through all 12 years together, and although it's sad we're departing, it's also very exciting to watch ourselves and our classmates grow. When I started high school, I wasn't sure about what I wanted to do, and fast forward 4 years, and I'm still trying to figure it out. The quote, "You don't have to have it all figured out to move forward," resonates with me. It's true because even though our lives aren't planned out, we continue to roll with the punches and figure it out as we go. Just because we don't know now doesn't mean we won't know later. And even though I'm still unsure about a lot, I am sure that I won't forget the memories I've made here and the friendships I will take away from this place. Good or bad, they were all part of a worthwhile experience. At this point, I would like to mention some of the people that have made my time here worthwhile and or have helped me along the way. To Shaq, thank you for not only helping me with art, but helping me with anything I thought to ask. You may not always have the answers, but you've always tried to come up with them to the best of your ability, and you've never complained. To Mr. Bynum, I've known you since 7th grade when you filled in as our science teacher for almost half the year. Since I met you, you've always been so kind and someone I can laugh with. To Miss Romines, I've only got to know you this year, but you've helped me so much with my college stuff and listen to me run my mouth every day for 3 periods. So thank you for that, because I would be lost without your guidance. To Mr. Busby and Mr. Derrick, thank you both for putting up with me for 4 years. Being an ag was one of the best parts of high school for me, so thank you all for making it so memorable. To Coach Erskine, thank you for helping me get through AP US History, US Government, and Economics. I could not have passed my AP exam without you, and I'm sorry for always showing up late to your class, but thank you for not giving me all the tardies I rightfully deserve. I would also like to mention Coach Fox. Coach Fox hasn't been my coach personally, but I think we can all agree that he's like everyone's coach, basically. Thank you for being a great teacher, so encouraging during volleyball season, for working so hard to let me play soccer at Ridge Spring, and for being someone I can look forward to talking to in the morning, even though we all know I'm not a morning person. Now I would like to say a special thank you to my amazing family. Reagan, thank you for helping me with all my college applications and always making me look my best even when you didn't have to. You are a great big sister, and I know I can be ungrateful sometimes, but I really appreciate you. Riley, thank you for always helping with my car, being someone I can count on no matter what, and for being such a good listener when it seems like I'll never shut up. I'm so glad we have a good relationship and that you're my brother. To Mimi, thank you so much for always going to my awards programs, taking me where I need to go, and for always telling me I can be whatever I want to be. You always make sure I'm taken care of, and you hardly ever complain. You are the best, and I'm glad I have you in my life. Lastly, I want to thank my mama. Mama, you've done so much for me financially and emotionally. You always made sure I've had what I needed and always been there when I needed to talk. You do so much for me, and just know it doesn't go unrecognized. I'm so proud to be your daughter, and I aspire to be half the woman you are one day. I love y'all so much, and I wouldn't be here without y'all, so thank y'all for that. Even though not everyone was mentioned, I appreciate all of you for getting me here and making my high school experience great. And then to my classmates, being a part of the class of 2021 is in itself an accomplishment. We can say we finally graduated, but it's taken a lot to get here. We were the first class to make it through our entire senior year with COVID-19. Although we didn't get to do all that we wanted, we should be proud of what we did do. Despite the challenges, we persevered, and finished our last year strong. I may be biased, but I think the class of 21 is a great class because we have gotten through a pandemic without letting it hinder our education. For that, I'm proud of my class, and furthermore, proud to be a War Eagle. The assault, Wagener-Salley, we did it. And now we have Valedictorian Brenna Nunn to do her address.
Good evening. It's a great day here at Wagener-Salley High School. Except this time, I won't ask you to stand for the pledge. I won't read you the mission statement, and I won't recite the alma mater. I won't pass the mic to Lance, and he won't pass it back to me. And when I'm finished, I won't walk to class. This time, when I'm finished, we'll all leave together. We'll take a bunch of pictures, and then we'll leave. For good. For good. This wouldn't be a true graduation speech without showing some appreciation, so first and foremost, I would like to thank God for sending His only Son to die for each and every one of us, and for getting every single one of us to this very moment. I would like to thank my parents. Thank y'all for providing for me all these years and for doing everything you possibly could for me. It means more than I'll ever be able to express. Thank you for loving me and still being my parents through everything we've been through. And I couldn't leave without saying this, so I'm sorry for everything I put y'all through. Josh, thank you for being my rock and my solid ground. Thank you for being my best friend. My music teachers, Miss Mandy and Mr. Forston, thank you both for teaching me so much more than music. Y'all have watched me grow up, and I appreciate everything y'all have done for me. I love you both so much. Mr. Busby and Mr. Derrick, I've already covered everything in my retiring address, but I'll never be able to thank y'all enough for the opportunities y'all have given me and the person y'all have helped me to become. I would like to thank Miss Hilliard. You've done more for me than just what's in your job description, and I'm honored to call you my friend. Miss Shackelford, although I was never in your class, I appreciate everything you've done for this class. This place really doesn't deserve you. Finally, I would like to thank every teacher I've ever had. I've found that it takes a truly special person to teach and to influence youth through education. This is the part where the whole speech thing feels weird. Nothing I've written here ever felt right. I've always known this was coming because I've worked really hard to be valedictorian, and I've thought about what I would say for years. But what do you say in a time like this? How do you tell the people you've grown up with goodbye? How do you leave the only place you've called home, the place that made you who you are? And I don't know how to be inspirational or funny or any of the qualities you'd expect in a speech like this. But as I look at these old brick buildings, I think of how fondly I'll remember this place. It was a safe space for me. I know so many people couldn't stand being here and would rather be anywhere else but here, but there were so many days where this was the only place I wanted to be. It was a first real taste of freedom for me, and I pushed every limit I could. I loved it and hated it at the same time. I built myself here. I didn't mean to get so attached to this place and to the people in it. I always knew where I wanted to end up, and I've worked so hard to get there. Since we got into high school, I've held the first spot in our ranking. I've never had lower than a 4.9. So many people couldn't understand why I tried so hard, but I've been in the same place my whole life, and I've wanted more. I couldn't afford not to work so hard. But now it's time to leave, and it's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. There's so many people I didn't think it would be so hard to leave. Alyssa, you were my first school friend. I remember in kindergarten, one of our first days, I was on the playground by myself when you and Madison McNair ran up to me. And just like kindergartners do, we were instantly friends. You were the first friend that ever came to my house. It was my 10th birthday party, and we danced to One Direction in my backyard. I think that's really cool because I've always looked up to you. I think it's because you had to grow up so much faster than I did, but I've always seen you as the coolest person I've ever met, and honestly, I still do. Preston, my dearest childhood friend. Remember the beach trip between 7th and 8th grade year? We stayed beachfront in that big yellow house. I remember making ice cream sundaes with you and your sister and Jamie. That was the night Haley told me I would be valedictorian. I didn't know what that meant at the time, but it hasn't left my head since. My first day of freshman year, my daddy drove me to school. And when I got out and the nerves set in, I wasn't sure what to do with myself. But just as I always have, I've gravitated toward Olivia. You were just as nervous as I was, so it really didn't do any good. But I felt some familiarity. The same familiarity that came with us for years and never really left me. Through everything we've been through, I've always let myself feel like I had a place next to you. I've never been the artsy type, so Vic and I were a perfect pair for our freshman year poster days with Mr. Morrison. We used to talk about how crazy it was that we hated each other as kids. What's crazier is that we were still kids then and had no idea that we would be best friends. And even crazier, that now you're building a beautiful grown-up life for yourself. I'm so proud of you, and I hope to be even a small part of your new life. About 2 weeks ago, I made a phone call through all the emotions that were just pouring out of me. He answered, because he always does. I was upset and overwhelmed for so many reasons. Lance, not only did I call you because you're not in our class and had no idea what was going on, but because you always answer and you always make me feel appreciated. And I'm not talking about you now because I'm leaving you, but to let you know that the phone works 2 ways, and 130 miles really isn't all that far. And finally, to the girl I couldn't stand for quite some time, Rainey and I made a breakthrough at homecoming this past year. We sat in your car together to procrastinate going to band. Sorry, Phil. Rainey, I wouldn't want to be up here with anyone else, and I can't wait for college together. Writing the speech was one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do, and I know it only gets harder from here. But to Wagener-Salley's class of 2021, I love all of you. Really, you're my family. Congratulations, we did it. And now we will have our school board member addressed by Ms. Sandra Shealy.
Superintendent Lawrence, faculty, parents, and Wagener-Salley High School class of 2021. It's an honor and a privilege for me to stand here today to celebrate this milestone with you all. I have no doubt that you're ready to take on the world and that you're going to accomplish great things. I feel confident that our future is in great hands with all of you. Remember your high school career with fondness as you think about the lifelong friends you've made and the experiences that you've shared with your classmates. You truly are unbreakable and have excelled during this unprecedented time of the pandemic. You've also laid a firm foundation for the students who come after you. However, I want you to look ahead with excitement to what your future holds. You hold the key to your success. As you move into this next chapter of your life, do it with excitement, confidence, and boldness. This isn't the end, it's just the beginning of an incredible future. Today, I want to share a few things with you that I've found helpful to me throughout my life, and I hope you will too. First, stay grounded. Remember where you came from and the people that have encouraged and guided you along the way. Make sure to tell them thank you. Be proud to say that you're a graduate of Wagener-Salley High School and that you've grown up in a community that has given you their unfailing love and support. Your family, friends, and community and school have given you a firm foundation for a successful life that you deserve. When it's your time, be sure to give back to your community with that same kind of love. Next, always strive to do your best in everything you do, no matter how big or how small the task may be. That may not always be easy, but continue to do your best and don't be afraid of failure. We learn and become stronger and grow better and wiser during those times. Our greatest success can come after our biggest failures, so don't be afraid to fail. When you do your very best, you can be very proud and others will take notice. I saw a quote recently that says, do common things in an uncommon way, and you'll command the attention of the world. This is important because it will highlight your unique personality and your talents. Another thing that's helpful to remember in this life is to do the right thing even when no one else is watching, and you'll have peace and joy within you. That's true character and integrity. Lastly, as you're deciding on a career path, find something that you're passionate about and pursue it. When you're doing something that you're passionate about, you'll enjoy it and excel in it, whatever it is. I want to share with you an acrostic for the word success, and I hope that you'll remember these words and apply them as you go through this next chapter of your life. S, say yes until you believe it. U, uncover your talents. C, choose to be your own person. Be a leader, not a follower. C, create new paths to follow. E, explore the possibilities. S, stand up for what you believe in. S, share your gifts with the world. I'm looking forward to great things from you all. I'll leave you with a quote from a dear friend of our family. As you sail in the sea of ambition, may you be anchored in the harbor of success. Wagener-Salley High School class of 2021, shine brightly and best wishes in everything you do. And now I want to invite our Superintendent of Aiken County Public Schools, Mr. King Lawrence, to come.
Thank you, Ms. Shealy. Good evening, Wagener-Salley class of 2021. Tonight is your night. You're in the spotlight down here. Everybody up there is watching you, and they're all proud of you, your parents, your teachers, your coaches, your friends. That's what they're here for, to tell you how proud they are of you and your accomplishments. So congratulations. This was probably not the senior year that you wanted, but it's the senior year that you got. I don't want to suggest that you get used to those kind of things, but I do want to suggest that you not be surprised by those things. As you move ahead in your life, you're going to encounter some times and you're going to have some experiences that are going to lead you to say that this was not the one that I wanted. Now, usually it's going to be something very minor. This isn't the car that I wanted, but it's the one I got. Sometimes it's going to be more consequential than that. Sometimes you may say, this isn't the job I wanted, but it's the one I've got. But if you apply the skills and the knowledge that you've gained in your years at Wagener-Salley High School and continue to build on that foundation, you will more often say, this is the one that I wanted. If you embrace your journey with the same character and determination with which you approached your senior year, there's going to be a day when you look at yourself and you're going to say, this is the life I've got, and this is the one that I wanted. Again, Wagener-Salley class of 2021, congratulations. And now I'll invite your principal, Mr. Nealams, to come up.
Good evening. I would like to start by thanking some staff members and students for their part in tonight's ceremony. Thank you to the junior marshals for being ushers for the graduates. I would like to thank Colonel Joy, Master Sergeant Burkhart, and JRTC for presenting the colors tonight. I would also like to thank Ms. Shackelford, our senior class advisor, for planning tonight's ceremony. I am both honored and humbled to be presenting to the graduating class of 2021. Tonight, we celebrate our graduates, what our graduates have accomplished over the past 13 years, from kindergarten to 12th grade. Graduating from high school is a marathon, not a sprint. Class of 2021, you have persevered through an unprecedented time to make it to this point in your lives. In the face of adversity, especially through the challenges presented through COVID, you have learned to adapt, improvise, overcome, and find ways to continue and succeed. Seniors, tonight you end a season and begin another. As is written in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. We saw an example of this on campus this year with the numerous bird's nests on campus. We saw the parents building the nest, birthing the hatchlings, protecting and feeding them, and then empty nest. Throughout your life to now, you experienced the same seasons. You were born, protected, and fed nourishment and knowledge by parents, guardians, relatives, educators, and members of the community. Now is your time to leave the nest. As parents, we pray that the nourishment and knowledge you receive has strengthened you to fly on your own. I believe that the resilience that this class has shown, especially over the past 2 years, has shown that you have what it takes to thrive beyond the nest. It takes the efforts of parents, relatives, guardians, faculty, staff, and the community working together to ensure the success of our students. To parents, relatives, and guardians, on behalf of Wagener-Salley High School, I commend you for all your efforts in guiding our scholars here tonight. I want to give you a round of applause. These young men and women have accomplished so much because of your support. Graduates, please turn to your parents or guardians and thank them for what they have done for you for over these years. You can turn around this way to them if you want. Thank you. I would like to take this time to thank the entire faculty and staff of Wagener-Salley High School for what they have done to ensure the success of our students. It is your hard work and dedication that has led our graduates to this moment. Thank you again for all that you do for our students. To the Aiken County Public School District, school board members, Area 4 Advisory Council members, our superintendent and district staff, I would like to thank you as well for your service, leadership, and support. Once again, graduates, congratulations on your accomplishments and best wishes on your future endeavors in life. We'll now begin the awarding of diplomas. You guys got it.
We will now prepare for the presentation of diplomas. We do ask that the audience refrain from making excessive noise during the presentation of diplomas. Families and guests, we respectfully request that you help us honor all graduates by cheering for your child when his or her name is called, but then stopping quickly so that the next family member or the family can hear their child's name announced. It is very important that each student's name is heard. We will now prepare for the presentation of diplomas. Class of 2021, please prepare to receive your diplomas. Would the first row come forward, please? Yes, sir. Victoria Frances Ann Alger, magna cum laude. Olivia Faith Anderson, magna cum laude. Antoine Laurel Baker. Terry McKinday Mellinger, Jr. Trent Allen Bodie. Nigel Eugene Brown, cum laude. Rainey Lane Burnett, summa cum laude, salutatorian. Nathan Tyrell Chandler, cum laude. Logan Joseph Cook. Nigella Sagan Corley, cum laude. Zaria Janae Daniels, magna cum laude. Ariel Faith Danley, summa cum laude. Elijah Jawan Davis. Kiasia Nicole Dunbar. Madison K. Earhart, cum laude. Kanisha Monique Felder. Megan Olivia Fortune. Ramona Ernestina Foltz. Nitavia Shaquana Gilbert, cum laude. Miles Javon Hart. Brittany Brene Hartwell Wigfall. Amanda Lynn Howard, cum laude. Alyssa Ann Hutto, magna cum laude. Kaylin Alyssa Jackson. Brendan Lindell Johnson. Jason Ray Johnson, Jr., cum laude.
Oh, I got you.
Elliot Marcus Mast. Preston Kelsey McNair, cum laude. Caleb Cole Neely, summa cum laude. Brenna Logan Nunn, summa cum laude, valedictorian. Rayleigh Nicole Pascal, magna cum laude. Gracie May Poole, summa cum laude. Joshua Edward Reed, cum laude. Kadeja Sakira Seawright, magna cum laude. Jonathan Justin Self, cum laude. Cameron Nicholas Schumpert. Haley Ann Christian Schumpert, cum laude. Nathan David Sizemore. Antonio Swedenberg, Jr. Raquavius Jawan Tyler, cum laude. Naraya Monet Walker, magna cum laude. Salaya Salon Sandia Walker. Tawan Jakai Washington. Tyree O'Marion Watson. Haley Leanne Whittle, magna cum laude. Justin Robert Widener. Xavier Shaquan Williams. Shakaya Alexa Wise. Please give a round of applause to the graduates.
You may be seated. Yeah. All right, graduates, you may be seated. Yeah. At this time, we would like to recognize all of our honor graduates and CADE completers here at Wagener-Salley High School. Will all honor graduates please stand? Thank you. Please be seated. Will all CADE completers please stand? Congratulations. Please be seated. Mr. Lawrence, I present to you the distinguished graduates of the class of 2021. They have fulfilled all the requirements for graduation, are entitled to all the rights and privileges associated with this honor.
On behalf of the Aiken County Board of Education, and upon verification of their principal, Mr. Neelums, I am very happy to accept this class as having satisfied all requirements of the Aiken County Board of Education and State of South Carolina. Congratulations. Yeah.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the South Carolina Department of Education and the Aiken County Public School District, I hereby certify that these candidates have met all the requirements for graduation, are awarded a South Carolina high school diploma with all the honor, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto. You may turn your tassels. To all, I present to you the Wagener-Salley High School graduating class of 2021. Now you can throw your hats. You're supposed to throw your hats this time. Please stand at this time for the singing of the alma mater by Lance Brown and Brendan Nunn, the retrieval of colors, and the recessional. Thank you for your attendance and support.
Okay, wait. What note do we start on? We are blessed. All right, ready? We are blessed with stately grandeur, won by thoughts sublime. For our alma mater reigneth in our land and clime. Dear old Wagner, let us rally with our main and might, and our vaunted power of greatness rests supreme by right.
Retired colors.
Mark time. March. Colors. Left. Face. Retrieve the colors. Left. Face. Forward. March.